Hello friends, how are you? So this is my another YouTube video about NPK fertilizers. So some of you might be aware that NPK fertilizers are often added to the soil of the plants and for better yield, better growth and better fruiting capability of the plants. So before I tell you what exactly is NPK fertilizer, let us know what is a fertilizer. So the fertilizer is any material of natural or synthetic origin other than liming materials that is applied to soils or to plant tissues, usually leaves, to supply one or more plant nutrients essential to the growth of plants. So as told to you earlier, fertilizers when added to soil, they are absorbed by the roots of the plants and indirectly they they add on to the better growth of the plant, better fruiting, better flowering, and better strength and better capacity to fight the diseases. So fertilizers are available in two forms, solid and in liquid. Most of the people recommend using the solid fertilizers. Now what is our NPK fertilizer? NPK fertilizer is primarily composed of three main elements: nitrogen N, phosphorus P, and potassium K, each of these being essential in plant nutrition. The three main macronutrients correspond as below. So, if you want better growth of the leaf, you should add more of nitrogen to your soil. If you want the development of roots, flowers, seeds, and fruits, you should add more of phosphorus. And if you want strong stem growth, movement of water in plants, promotion of flowering and fruiting, then you should add more of potassium to the soil. Now, if you are aware, these NPK fertilizers come in market in some ratios. You might have seen them coming in a ratio of 10 is to 10 is to 10 or 10 is to 17 is to 21. So these are the kind of ratios which we get in the market. Now, how as a beginner, how should we know that which one is the best suited for my plant and which will not damage it? So, how the plants respond when fertilized depends largely on ratio between the three elements N, P, and K. To obtain the ratio, divide all the three numbers on the label by the smallest number. Say for example, in the market your NPK fertilizer product is available in a ratio of 20 is to 20 is to 20. So here the smallest number and the only number is 20. When you divide these three numbers by 20, you get a ratio of 1 is to 1 is to 1. That means there is one component of nitrogen, one of phosphorus, and one of potassium. In the second example, 15 is to 30 is to 15, the fertilizer has a ratio of 1 is to 2 is to 1, and we get this number when we divide the three numbers by the smallest number, that is 15 here. Another example is if you purchase a fertilizer which reads as 10 is to 5 is to 5, that means the component ratio is 2 is to 1 is to 1. Here the nitrogen is double the amount of phosphorus and potassium. Now this is how we should purchase the fertilizers. Now how should we know that which one is the best for your plants? So say for example, to encourage plants to root, you need to choose a fertilizer that is higher in in phosphorus than in nitrogen or in potassium. So you should take a fertilizer which has a ratio of 1 is to 2 is to 1. That is also shown in example number 2. Now suppose you want a better root system of your plant. In this case, that is in case of the bonsai plants. If you are preparing a bonsai, then definitely you need a better root system for your plants. Here you can choose a ratio of 1 is to 1 is to 2 is to 1, and say in the market if 8 is to 16 is to 16 fertilizer is available, then it finally comes up when you divide 8 is to 16 by the smallest number 8, you come up with this ratio. Suppose you have planted a rose plant. Now where you want the plant to bear more of the flowers. Here in this case you will take more of the potassium in the soil. So you can buy a fertilizer which constitutes to ratio 1 is to 2 is to 2, 1 is to 1 is to 2, or either you can even purchase a fertilizer which has 1 is to 2 is to 2. That means you want the root system of your plant also to be better, then you can purchase 1 is to 2 is to 2, because ultimately, because if the root system is better, the fruits will be better. Similarly, if you want the flowers and the leaves to be better, then you can take both double ratio of nitrogen and potassium and single ratio of phosphorus to get this result. Now for all purpose, that is, you want your fruits to be better, your leaves to be, your stem should be have a good strength, and your root system should be better of your plant. Then for all purpose, you can take the ratio of 1 is to 1 is to 1. If you want only the leaf to be better, say for example in a corotan plant that does not bears any fruits or flowers, here you can take the ratio of 2 is to 1 is to 1, where the nitrogen component is double as of phosphorus and potassium, or thrice as phosphorus and potassium. So hope this ratio calculation is clear to you. In case you have doubt, you can comment to me and I'll definitely reply you with my comments. Now this is a live example which I took, did in my garden. So there are two pictures on the screen. The picture, the brown roots which you can see here are very thin, although they are dense, but they are very thin. So this plant was uprooted from the soil, and the soil did not contain NPK fertilizer, and this resulted in these thin roots. But when I added the NPK fertilizer and kept this plant into the diluted fertilizer for 2 days, it resulted in these white roots, which if you see are very thick as compared to the light brown roots. So this is how magical NPK fertilizer is. In the second picture also, if you see, this plant was kept in the diluted fertilizer for some 1 week, and here is the result. These thick roots came out only when I added NPK fertilizer to the soil, and there are more smaller ones coming out. Now I will show you how to prepare this NPK fertilizer. Most of the time I prefer using the diluted NPK fertilizer, and now I'll show you how to prepare this. Let's get started with the NPK fertilizer. Now why I was showing that hand, the reason being is, yes, we need to wear the gloves, and it is very important if you are dealing with any kind of fertilizer that you wear the gloves, so that you by mistake you do not swallow it up, since it can be dangerous for your health. So I purchased this product NPK fertilizer from online, and this is known as soil manure NPK 17:17:17 fertilizer, 100% water soluble for all kinds of plants. So NPK means nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, and 17:17:17 ratio is quite high. You can take any other ratio for that matter, which is lesser than this. I think 9 to 10 ratio will be a good one. So since this is a higher ratio, higher composition of these three components, so we need to add more water so that our plant do not get damaged by the fertilizer, and the fertilizer can be added at a right quantity to our plants. Now how does it looks like? So this is the packet of fertilizer which I got. It is slightly pink and brown in color, and these are small granules which are of different sizes. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, very fine ones. I think now it is better, you can see it more clearly. Now how much quantity you need to add it? Now I have taken a bigger spoon, but you can take a smaller spoon of it. Now let's take a glass of water. This must be 500 ml of water. And to this 500 ml of water, we will add 1/4 of these NPK fertilizer grains. If you can see, this is up till this height. So it is 1/4 of this spoon. Now we will add it to this water. The color of water will quickly start changing. It will become slightly pink. And if we allow this to automatically get soluble in water, it is going to take a longer time. So what we are going to do, we are going to take some kind of stirrer. This kind would work, and we are going to press it down. So if you see, we are going to stir it. My gloves are more bigger, so I cannot show you. Yeah, so if you can see, this has started becoming soluble in water. I'll just remove one of my gloves and I'll try to reduce the focus of my lens so that I can show you this entire process. Okay, now it is better. So as you can see now, this has started becoming soluble and the color of the entire water has changed, right? Now this much of water is more than enough for 1/4 of the spoon size which I had shown you. And if you can see the color, it has become very dark, but this looks at the quantity is quite high. And that means the grains which we have added were of a larger size. See, it is of darker, it is darker in shade. So what I will do is, now it looks that most of the grains have become soluble in water. And in the bottom you cannot see except very few minor particles. I'll just remove this stick, it will be better. So very few minor particles are left. Rest of them have become soluble in this water. But if I show you the color of the water, it is still dark. So what I'll do is, I'll take this 1 liter bottle, I'll add this water to the bottle and I'll add more water to it, and then I'll shake it well. Very important is to write on the bottle that this is NPK fertilizer, so that by mistake nobody considers it something else, juice or something, and drinks it. And just to avoid any kind of mishappenings, it is better that you label it out. So I have written NPK fertilizer 17:17:17. I'll transfer this water into the bottle and I'll add more water to it. So thanks for watching. Do add NPK fertilizers to your plant, and I'm pretty sure that you are going to see a huge difference after adding. The color of the plant will become more lush green and the growth will increase. This is very instant. And one more thing I wanted to mention, how many times you have to add this NPK fertilizer. So since this is completely 1 bottle of NPK fertilizer I'll prepare, after that I have to make it I have to add more volumes of water. So what I'll do, I'll prepare this 1 liter of NPK fertilizer, and on every 15th day I'll take 1 cup of this full cup of this water, NPK fertilizer into this, or whatever amount comes into it, it will hardly be a teaspoon. Whatever comes into this, I will add it to another bottle of 1 liter of water, and then I will use this water to put in my plants, to water my plants. So if you see, first of all, I took 1/3 of this spoon, I added to some 500 ml. Now I will more dilute it by adding this 500 ml to 1 liter of water, and then from this 1 liter of water I will take only 1 spoon of the prepared liquid, and I'll add into another 1 liter of bottle, which will be used for giving water to my plants. I think I should show you that process as well, so that you do not confuse. Just stay tuned. So as you can see here, there are 2 bottles. One is this bottle, where we have mentioned on the top NPK fertilizer with 17:17:17 composition ratio, and we have also mentioned fertilizer, so that nobody nobody drinks it up. And we have added this 1 glass of fertilizer which we prepared, and then we have added more water to dilute it. Now if you can see, the color has really reduced, and it has become very light in color. So as I mentioned to you, we will take 1 cup of this NPK fertilizer. I should not be using my hand, anyways I'll wash it properly. So we will take 1 cup of this fertilizer, and then I have taken this 750 ml of bottle, which I use to water my plants. If you can see, I have added water to it. This is completely filled, only some gap is left, so that the fertilizer can be added. Now I have filled this bottle with the water. I'll take 1 cup of this NPK fertilizer, diluted NPK fertilizer. So I have taken this 1 cup of diluted NPK fertilizer, and I'll add this into this bottle. Only 1 cup is enough, and believe me, once you water it, give this water with the fertilizer to your plants, they are going to grow really fast. Now another way to mention, although this is a tedious process to prepare so much of fertilizer, and you must have the questions that why can't we add directly these grains to the soil. Yes, you can do that, but the time taken by the grains to dissolve in soil will be too much than the time taken by this fertilizer, since it has already been dissolved, so it will be directly absorbed by the roots of the plants. And if we add the grains to the soil, it will be like once you water your plants, then each time you water it, the grains will start dissolving very slowly, and they will then slowly your roots will get the fertilizer. So this is the thing which you are going to, this is the water which has the fertilizer, and which you are going to give to your plants. Now if you see, I have put down some holes into the cap of this bottle, and this acts as the shower for my plant. So this is a cheap method of preparing the shower. Just avoid the background noise, it is of my washing machine. So if you can see, this adds slowly and slowly, my plants will get water, and they do not need more of it, since this is the fertilizer. This water is not the pure water, it has fertilizers to it. So thanks for watching, and please like, subscribe, comment, let me know how you liked it. Let me know if you use this process and you gained things. In my next video probably I'll show you two plants where I gave NPK fertilizer and the other where I didn't give NPK fertilizer, and what will be the result. So bye for now. Stay safe.